Pozdrav i dobrodošli na Kripto Hrvatska kanal, na prvi intervju na kanalu do sada. U današnjoj epizodi imamo priliku razgovarati sa Kyrylom Khomiakovom iz Binancea. Kyrylo ima 15 godina iskustva u bankarskom i fintech sektoru, a nedavno je postao glavni voditelj Binancea za centralnu Aziju i centralnu i istočnu Europu. Danas ćemo odgovarati na mnoga pitanja poput budućnosti Binancea, budućnosti Bitcoina i Ethereuma, kao i utjecaja kriptovaluta na ekonomiju na ovim prostorima. Kyrylo, welcome to Kripto Hrvatska channel. It's a real pleasure to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Could you please start by telling our audience a little bit about yourself and your role at Binance?
Yeah, so I'm responsible for the Central and Eastern Europe, Central Asia, and now Africa also recently. I'm responsible for the marketing and user growth in this country. So basically everything that relates to the users.
Can you maybe even tell how did you start in crypto? Like what was your first contact with crypto?
Yeah, sure. So I have three dimensions of my experience. So I have banking experience, I have fintech experience, and I was also working a little bit for the government in Ukraine. And I started with crypto like 3-4 years ago.
So Binance has a role, it's the most popular cryptocurrency exchange in the world, and it has like a mission to get 1 billion users to its platform.
No, it's not our mission.
It's not our
mission.
But it's a goal. It's kind of goal.
And it's not a goal neither. So our mission is to enable the freedom of money for the people around the globe, both in developed countries and underdeveloped countries, right? Like the countries that are struggling. And we put users in the center of everything we do. So what our users want, what product do they need, what kind of challenges we can sort for them by providing them our services. So that's our goal. And when you put the users first in everything you do, numbers are coming very, very quickly. So you know we became the #1 exchanges within the 4 months since the creation. Then we hit 10, 100 million. Now we are almost 200 million users. And 1 billion will come eventually, and most probably even faster than expected. We just need to stick to our values and mission.
Why would you recommend Binance for people in this region? Like, do you have some
Yeah, so I cannot specifically target this region because we do not have a local entity. We do not operate here in Balkans locally. We operate from the global Binance.com, but specifically not about talking not about only Balkans, but like all the potential users. I would say that we do it for our users. We hear their feedback, and that's the basis how we build our product. And also security, safety, and compliance are also at the key of what we are doing. So I think users can be sure that their funds will not be misused, their security will not be breached, and we will continue listening to them and giving them more and more useful products.
The next question is related to that actually, because in past we all know that some cryptocurrency exchanges, even the biggest one, went down because they didn't handle users' money actually correctly and their assets. Do you think that maybe people lost trust even in Binance because of that, even though Binance didn't have anything like that before?
Yeah, absolutely, you're right. It negatively impacted us as well as the whole industry, right? So when the kind of big players fail by basically committing a fraud and misusing users' funds, the other might think, why it cannot happen in other exchanges. So it made this negative influence and this lack of trust for all the industry, including Binance. So now ourselves and other industry players, and we first of all as the responsible industry leader, we are trying to regain this trust from both users and regulators.
So Binance also, I saw that it has some educational thing on the platform. Do you maybe even have in plan to host some educational programs here in this region, or for right now everything is on the website?
No, absolutely. As soon as we have the MiCA in place, so next year, we will definitely be working directly with users and through the government organizations to increase the education in crypto and the wider thing, which is the crypto literacy. So that's when we can start doing it in the local language. But before Mika, our Binance Academy is available in English. All the courses are there. It's absolutely free of charge. It's available for anyone who would like to educate himself or herself. And it's also for the very different level of the users. Even for the people who want to understand what is Bitcoin, how it's mined, etc.
For total beginners and for kind of experts.
And for experts too. You're right.
So let's discuss a little bit about the Bitcoin. Bitcoin is like the thing that's the most popular thing on my channel. I made the most videos about this cryptocurrency, and with a big reason. So I wanted to ask you about your opinion about Bitcoin. What does it make so different than any other traditional forms of money?
Mathematics. That's what makes it so different, right? Because the Bitcoin is the first more trusted and more reliable crypto asset, and its supply is finite. So it's just 21 million Bitcoin. It's now going to be more or less than that. And basically that's the digital gold.
Yeah.
And in addition to this, maybe it's the something that everyone knows, but it's the most successful crypto asset, or any asset that humanity have ever done in terms of how the price of the asset.
In last 15 years since it was invented, it won against any asset in the world actually. So
exactly.
And I personally don't see a reason not to continue perform this well.
Absolutely, I agree with you. It's just the beginning, right? So it's not it happened and that's it. So it's just the beginning, and you see the traditional financial organizations are opening the doors with the ETFs, with the adoption, etc. So I think it's going to be another wave of the Bitcoin adoption. A lot of projects happened on the Bitcoin chain, so it gives another like a positive impact. So I think a very bright future for the Bitcoin.
Yesterday on your speech, you said something really interesting that I totally agree to. When people were saying about Bitcoin mining, how it's bad for our environment.
Yeah.
And they're not those same people who are into traditional banking system are not talking at all about how bad traditional banking system actually is for the environment.
Yeah.
So can you please like a little bit repeat kind of what you said about it yesterday, because I think it's going to be really interesting.
Absolutely. So basically what I said is you only see the Bitcoin and its direct electricity consumption to mine Bitcoin. Whether when you see the physical euro in your wallet, you do not see any electricity required around it. But if you are having a wider look, if you look from a little bit from a side, you will notice that how many electricity are being consumed by the ATM that's giving you this euro, by the bank branch when this ATM is placed, by the CIT truck that's bringing this euro, by the headquarters of this bank, by all the employees that are working there, by the central banks, by all the other huge infrastructure that are working around to deliver these 10 euros for your wallet. So if you calculate how many electricity you need to pay for your coffee with the Bitcoin, and how many electricity you need to pay for your coffee with the 5 euro bill, it's actually going to be positive for the Bitcoin and negative for the traditional financial system.
Of course. And you're a great example. You're from Ukraine.
Yes.
We all know that war is right now going on there. And when a war actually started, you and a lot of people, maybe they had some properties in Ukraine, they had money in their banking accounts, they maybe even had gold or silver, like physical gold and silver. But when it's about your life and when you need to run as fast as you can from your country with your family, the only thing that you can actually carry with yourself is actually Bitcoin. Even without a cell phone, even without some hardware wallet, you can just remember those 12 or 24 words in your phrase. You can migrate to United States, to Portugal, to Croatia, and you can instantly get whatever you had in this account with your Bitcoin. You cannot do that with anything else, in my opinion.
I agree with you, and it's not just that, right? So the Bitcoin, not the Bitcoin, but the crypto demonstrated itself as the very good ability to move your capital, whether you need to escape the country or whether you are just moving for your work, right? It's much more easier to move your capital with you on your phone,
Yeah.
rather than making the money transfer or bringing cash or bringing physical gold, etc. But it's not just that. In our very unfortunate war situation, crypto has demonstrated another two very important dimensions. When the economy is damaged and the local currency goes down, that's one of the ways to save your capital, right? To not have it being under the inflation, right? So going down, that's how you save the money, that's how you invest your money. But also the charity element and the charity focus was amazingly important. So when the war started, there was a lot of the immediate support needs, both military, non-military, social, for the refugees, etc. So people around the globe and within Ukraine could donate within seconds for the very specific need, for the very specific purpose or organization, without a long processes, bunch of documents, expensive commissions when you try to send some swift transfer from one country to another.
And then it's a weekend, so you need to wait till Monday.
Exactly.
Or it's,
Exactly. So for the charity things, when you need to help people that basically their life and death can depend on that, that's another great side of what crypto can do and traditional finance can't.
Yeah, that's one of the use cases for sure. And do you maybe even think that some country in this region has a potential to become like really big in crypto adoption, something like El Salvador did when they announced that Bitcoin is their legal tender, actually?
No, I don't think so, because Europe is quite conservative. However, why El Salvador did it, they just wanted to become much more competitive than other countries in the world and support their citizens as much as possible. And we're kind of seeing this in the other European countries, that they are trying to solve this big problem of applying balanced regulation. So from one side to protect the users and control what's happening in the crypto space, but from another side do not push innovations away and compete for the talent, for the crypto companies, for the new projects to be registered in one specific territory rather than going to another country and creating tax payments and jobs there.
Yeah, of course. And when we are speaking about Europe, in few years, a digital euro should be a normal thing for us, and this should be in a way of CBDC. So CBDC, everyone basically heard about CBDCs, and some people are against it, some people are for it, some people are kind of neutral. What do you think? How is going to CBDC if it comes to the market, if it becomes our normal thing in our everyday life? What do you think? How it is going to impact the whole crypto industry?
Yeah, so I'm on the side of the ones that are positive about this, because CBDC is no threat to crypto. Because what CBDC is doing, they digitalizing fiat currency. And this is more a threat to the cash, to the traditional fiat method. It's more a threat to the payment system, to the commercial banks that are responsible for these transactions currently, rather than this is a threat to crypto. So basically what CBDC is doing is just digitalizing the euro that we have on our card or bank account or in our wallet. It's never trying to do like a Bitcoin or Ethereum, right? It's just digitalizing fiat. However, for the crypto, it's also good because it's a good use case for the blockchain. It means that blockchain can really help make people's life easier. From another side, I also understand the ones who are against it. Because one thing is that central bank or commercial bank, whoever is going to be minting this digital euro, will have a full control of every cent that you are spending. So most probably, if you are against it for some reason, that's not the best solution for these people. But overall, very positive. And I think it's actually complementary to crypto rather than dangerous to it.
Some people are, I think, even scared about CBDCs because maybe the money that's going to be on our wallets with CBDCs, maybe it's going to be money with actually expiry date that you need to to spend in certain, like during the certain month, or they say like it's gonna be, maybe it's going a little bit too far, but some people are even thinking about that because this is maybe one of the ways that governments are gonna be able to fight inflation.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. I think it's more like a scary story rather than reality. I hope it's not the case at least.
Yeah, me too. I hope it's not the case. And lastly, what are your thoughts about Ethereum, second biggest, as of right now, second biggest coin in the market? Do you think there is some altcoin that can surpass Ethereum with its market cap? Or even do you think, some people think that Ethereum is going to eventually flip Bitcoin once?
So I'm not able to comment on the specific tokens, right? I'm not able to kind of give the financial advice or anything. So I will not comment on the Ethereum, which is basically a very good, strong coin with the bright future, I think. And I will also not comment on the Binance coins, but I think there is a lot of good coins that have a good potential. So sorry, I'll need to not comment on this one a lot.
Okay, and for the last thing, do you think in this bull run that we have a chance to go above 100,000 for Bitcoin?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. It was really a pleasure. I know that our audience is going to have a lot of useful informations. And thank you once again.
Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Ako imate još nekih pitanja vezanih za Binance, mnoge odgovore možete pronaći na njihovoj web stranici. Također, u opisu svakog mojeg videa imate link za registraciju na Binance, putem kojeg dobivate 10% popusta za naknade od trgovanja. Hvala vam na gledanju i pozdrav do sljedećeg videa.